Hey, hi. Today we are looking at God Eater Resurrection. A surprisingly good game. I'll keep this as short as I can. Now, the most important part for the game is its story, the characters, and the world. God Eater does all of that in a really amazing way, telling a great story. I don't want to spoil you really anything from the story, so I'm just going to skip as much as I can. If you're someone that enjoys JRPG games with good story like Tales, Final Fantasy, or TSX, although I still haven't tried that one, then this game would be perfect for you. Now, the game combat is focused around hack and slash, Dark Souls kinda still with Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter like, where you use a big variety of weapons to fight the Aragami. Now, I'm going to start with the shield because it's the most basic one. You have the buckler, the normal shield, and the tower shield. The buckler is the shield that allows you to pull it the fastest to block an attack. The shield has a medium speed of pull up, and you have the tower shield that is the slowest. Depending on your fighting style, either you would like to have a faster block, a normal block, or you're more of a pull out your shield before the attack even starts, so you have the tower shield for that. Now, the shield has the defense stat on it. The defense stat on the shield does not show how much the shield will block or the power of the block on the shield. The defense stat on the shield is how much your character can fully tank. It's just the flat on defense of your character. Now, the melee weapons. We have the short blade. I never really found the weapon to be much of interesting for me personally, but I do know that it has really quick attacks, pretty good in movement, and it's pretty good against really fast moving monsters. The next one would be the long blade. It's the katana version in the game, like in Monster Hunter. It's very fast, it does good DPS, and you have a parry kind of a block integrated into it that lets you reset its own attacks, that you can just continue your combo with. If you're used to the katana in Monster Hunter, maybe you would find this weapon really good for you. Next, the Buster Sword. The big sword that its combat feels pretty close to the long blade, with a bit of slower attacks that hit harder. And overall, that's everything about it, other than you have the big charge attack that if you hit a weak spot, it does tons of damage. Next, the hammer. Well, the weapon is really fun. It actually carried me through the second part of the game. It was pretty useful for me. Really fast attacks, good damage, and really big mobility, where you can just dash left, right from the monster attacks. Next weapon is the spear. Moveset feels for me like it's best in terms of movement. By that I mean having the possibility of just going away from combat and right back after in its instant. And that gives you the power to do some really cool dodges. Plus having the charge dash on it makes it a really fun one for me. You just start running really fast and just charge head on in the monster. That's a pretty big plus for me. And last but not least, the sight. Well, the sight, I know it has some opinions, but you can say it's the whip weapon. Don't really ignore it because it's a fast attacking on the ground and in the air, and it's just a really fun weapon overall. Don't just feel like, oh, that's the whip one, don't use it. Plus, you have the option to just either fight the monster like your arranged character with its second attack or just hit multiple monsters with it because the second attack is actually a wide range attack that's pretty far away that can hit. The weapon is really fun. Honestly, probably my favorite. So, yeah, this is for the melee weapons. I would really recommend trying all of them and maybe changing them while playing, mix up stuff if you feel like the combat is getting a little bit boring. For me personally, I just started with the spear. I changed it to the Buster Sword. After the Buster Sword, I used the hammer. Then I went back to the long blade, and while doing all of that, I was just using the sight from time to time because the combat in this game it is very old. It can get kinda boring because although you have pretty cool combos and surprisingly like good attacks that look pretty well made, the combat can get sometimes boring, especially if you're just doing all the optional quests or when you're just farming for some materials. It can get kinda boring. At least I didn't want to get myself burned out while playing the game, so I started just changing the weapons. Now, other than just having the melee and the shield integrated in your weapon, you have a ranged combat. You can actually fight the monsters from far away. There are some builds for fully ranged combat as well, although I haven't ever used one, so that's on you if you wanna look for something like that, but the ranged combat is split between 4 weapons. You have the sniper, the assault, and the blast cannon, and a shotgun. I think the names pretty much describe what they do, so I don't think there is much for me to say about them. Other than you have the option to heal your teammates with all of them, which is pretty cool if you wanna play a little bit of a support role. Now another thing that I really enjoyed in the game is the customization in the game. The main character is one that you make yourself, just like in Skyrim or Elden Ring or yeah. So instead of just playing a preset main character that a lot of JRPGs do, they just let you make your own. Overall, for a very old game that came in 2010, the combat is pretty good, story is amazing, and although I wish there were more moments where the characters interact with each other, but that's fine. Not all games can have the Tales quality, especially Tales of Berseria. That game is a fire. I would give this game a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I would give it a 10, even though there are some minuses in it. But I'm fine with them. The only reason I'm giving it 10 is because on the mission 98 and 99, the monsters there are just a little bit of a bullshit. Now, I'm not going to spoil you the fight, but if you get there, you will know. So, thanks for watching and maybe see you again on my channel. Feels weird to say that, but if I make more videos, maybe I'll just get used to it. Well, have a good day. Bye.